All right, happy Tuesday, folks. Today is November 10th, 2020. The home is officially ours. We signed our paperwork and closed on it yesterday and did our final inspection yesterday morning as well. So everything turned out really well. At this point, we're very satisfied with the finished product of the home. And now for us, it's just time to move in. So I'll just be doing random videos as we progress on. I'll move here in the inside in a minute because we bought all the paint yesterday to start painting on the house. We do have a friend of ours that's going to be doing the painting for us, and he'll start in about 2 weeks, hopefully, because he's working on another job that's going to take him some time. But he'll get started on it. His wife is actually going to come this weekend to start prepping, doing all the taping and laying down of the paper on the floor to protect the surfaces and whatnot. And that usually is what takes the longest, is the prep work, from our experience. We just we're hoping that everything gets done, everything gets painted by the time we officially move in, which would be December 3rd, I think. But for the most part, let's go take a look. But quick moment. So for all of you here in the United States and around the world, tomorrow is Veterans Day. I am a U.S. Army veteran. I was in the active duty Army for 4 years, and I was also Texas Army National Guard for 4 years. I would like to say a big thank you to all of our veterans who are out there celebrating Veterans Day, and for those that have come and gone, that we hope that their family members are still remembering them in their hearts, and to all those who still continue to serve around the world in the interest of protecting our freedoms. Thank you very much for doing so, and we hope that you get to spend some time with your families in this upcoming holiday season, and that you make it home safely and soundly to your loved ones. So let's come on in. All right. For the most part, we've done enough home videos to show you what's currently going on, but we've got several rooms that we're going to paint. Actually, just about every single room in the house is going to be a painted surface one way, except for the kitchen. I think for right now, we're going to leave the kitchen white as it is. But we plan on doing multiple colors and every single room. The hallways, I think we're still going to leave white. So as they go around, let me open some of these doors. But yeah, we're going to be doing paint in the majority of the rooms, and for the most part, we hope it looks really nice when it's finished. I think we chose some decent colors. My wife is happy with what we chose, and that's probably what's most important. But yeah, I think I've posted the color sheet online a handful of times, but nonetheless, I'll see if I can get a picture to fit in for it here. Let me cut these lights off. They don't need to run during the day. I need to change a bunch of bulbs out because some of them don't match in color whenever we turn them on. I think one of them was this guy here. I think whenever the lights warm up, for some reason, this one here, it's actually already showing it's much darker than this one. So nonetheless, I think I may end up switching all of these lights out. They're all LED bulbs, and that's kind of the bummer because I didn't want to have to switch any lights out because they're LEDs, but at the same time, if they're all going to be a mismatch of color, then that doesn't help me out very much. It would bother me too much every time I put them on. But yeah, for the most part, it is now ours. It seems that my daughter may have already inadvertently moved in. Some things that she brought last night because she felt that she could already start making the house her own. In either case, we'll move in through the course of the month at our own pace out of the rental. And like I said, hopefully have everything completely moved out by December 3rd. That way we can open up our rental home that we're currently in to give it back to the owner so that he can start showing it to people and hopefully get out from underneath the lease early. First payment on this house is not due until January 1st. So we've got some time. We have the rental home through February, so realistically, if we had to carry the rental home that long, we'd only be carrying it on the back for 2 months. And we've got finances to prepare for that. Ooh, echo. So that's just the biggest thing at the moment, is that while we can cover that cost, we don't necessarily want to pay for it. Plenty of bugs that have hung out. We have the pest team that's going to come this weekend. They'll come on Saturday to come do their work. Although they won't be able to do upstairs because we have AT&T coming the same day, and it normally takes a few days for the upstairs stuff to kind of dissipate and settle. So we won't have them do the upstairs yet. We'll have to call them to come back. Hey, look, we got a cup. We'll have to call them back out to do the attic at some point, but they'll come and do the rest of the house, interior, exterior, all that good stuff. Take care of that later. Now we plan on pulling all of this stuff up. We don't want to keep it here. This isn't a very big space. I really don't want to dedicate time into mowing it. So what we're going to end up doing is taking all this stuff out. My wife will use this grass for some kind of mulching project that she can do for farming efforts. And then we're going to put some type of river stone or crushed granite or something to make a clean path that'll be here. That way we would never have to worry about this and having to mow it, just spot treatments for any weeds that decide to grow through. And then we'll probably stop it as it comes to here. Ooh, grass is still kind of squishy back here. We haven't had much rain, but we have had really damp mornings, and that's kind of helped out a little bit. These trees too, we're going to pull these trees out and we're going to replace them. These trees were required to be planted back here, but they are not required to stay. Unlike the trees that are in the front, which are the same thing. These are live oaks, Texas live oaks. And while they do great here in Texas, the problem is they get really big. They get really, really big. And this is just too small of a space to have a tree that can be as big as it can get. I think up towards 50 feet, huge canopy. It's not even, I don't know why we want trees that big in a space this small. We are required to have 2 trees by HOA deed restrictions to be in the front. However, there is no particular law on what kind of tree they should be. So again, we'll probably, most likely we will pull these guys out here soon so that they're no longer here. And we're going to put some kind of a barrier up on the fence. That way to help keep some of the smaller critters and snakes and whatnot to come out. Some of these places are going to be really kind of hard and difficult to, secure, if I had to give it a word. But nonetheless, we want to do our best to try to keep out as much of the bigger pests that possibly can come through. Whatever we want to do in this particular side of the house or the yard, it's mostly going to be towards whatever Jane wants to do for her gardening, and possibly the same over here. I really don't know. It's just we don't have a lot of real estate here to mess with, and we were fine with that, just from the simple fact that we don't want to maintain it for too much maintaining, just for grass cutting. Same thing goes with this side. We'll take all this grass out. I mean, I don't want to work a mower going around the AC unit or have to go all the way back around the house and redo it. It's ridiculous. So we'll take all this stuff out. We'll basically zero-scape all of what we can. And in these sections here, I think what she wants to do is replace these with fruit trees, which is fine. Sounds like a good idea to me. That way we can have something to eat. And we may actually put fruit trees in the front yard as well. So the good thing about us going into this is that we didn't want to pay extra money for the gutters, and they were going to cost like $3,000 to run gutters. Parts of the gutters already come with the house, so everything that's basically a front to back facing in the entire courtyard is also installed with gutters. So the only gutters that we're actually missing are just along the sides. Now, the last time we had gutters put up from the previous buyer of our old home, that didn't cost very much. It was like $900 to run full gutters around the house. And I, for the idea that they would come out and price this one at $3,000, that was a bit excessive to me. So we decided that we were going to pass on that, which is actually fine, because when Tesla came out to install solar panels in the last house, they had some damage to one of the gutters up at the front. So, you know, that was later fixed and all that good business. But in this case, if we can get Tesla to come out, we're not going to be in a big rainy season anytime soon. And since we're going to be tearing up the grass on the sides, it's not really a big concern if it starts to develop a groove if it does rain. But we want to make sure that we get all that stuff done before any gutters actually get installed. That way the solar panel installers don't have to worry about damaging any product that's there or having to fix it later on. Just removing the one obstacle that they don't have to deal with. The builder was nice enough to give us a separate panel for the solar panel stuff. So this panel is completely open. It's got a 200 amp lead to it. Ooh, it's nice and warm from the sun already. And that's pretty much it. So again, we've got these crepe myrtles. We're going to pull all this up as well. We don't really care for mulch. We'll get a landscaping company to come out here and put river rock like we did at the old house. And these trees, again, we'll take them out, replace them with something else, may even put them in a different spot. I don't know. It just depends on where all the stuff is currently running. So we'll have to come out and have the utilities paint the lines and let us know where we can do our business. But again, the idea that live oaks are this close together is just really kind of a weird situation. And the crepe myrtles, again, they're going to get tall, they can get big. We'd have to either stunt their growth one way or another, stop them from going up, and then we'd have to maintain them as they get closer to the house, because they will get closer to the house. But yeah, for the most part, here we are. We're home, and we're happy. So again, no. Again, we want to wish everybody a very happy Veterans Day from one veteran and my family to you and yours. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment. And we'll see you next time. Bye, folks.